Just woke up. Got to do a quick live stream because I was just reading this article that I found very interesting about Adam Aron. He's basically begging Judge Zurn to make a decision regarding, the conversion, obviously from APE into AMC, and obviously the reason for this is that AMC is in desperate need to raise money, desperate need, and could face the possibility of running out of money as soon as 2024, absolute latest 2025. My feelings on this, it's kind of a weird, I never felt like this before because I want AMC to succeed because obviously it benefits me, it benefits you, it benefits all of us. But at the same, I don't have APE. I have AMC, but I have no APE. But at the same time, it kind of is like this kind of karma, to Adam Aron, that it kind of shows him how it feels a little bit. How does it feel, to run out of money? How does it feel, that you're in the oven now? You know what I mean? You're facing the heat. It kind of gives me this warm feeling inside to know that he's sweating his balls off. Adam Aron's in a lot of stress right now. He's in a lot of stress. And I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I feel sorry for him. I don't. I'm actually getting a lot of enjoyment, because listen, Adam Aron, let's face the facts. Adam Aron is making a tremendous amount of money, $24 million a year. And, we're struggling here. We're suffering. This guy's selling all $50 million worth of AMC. And it's like, we're all supposed to feel bad for this friggin' guy. We're supposed to feel sorry. Look, if he was a good CEO, he wouldn't always have to come to AMC stockholders, the retail investors, for more blood. He's like, you know what? Adam Aron reminds me of a mosquito. That's what he reminds me of. And I friggin' hate these mosquitoes, but they're all around my damn backyard. But they're all over the place in the summertime. But that's what he does. He comes in for a quick bite, sucks your effing blood, flies away. That's what I'm reading some of these Dunkin' Donuts time. Absolutely. Good morning, Billy Batts. How you doing? What happened with Teddy Zane? He said he's back on the juice. Well, he's always been on the juice, right? When did Teddy Zane stop taking the juice? You're saying he's back on the juice. From what I understand, Teddy Zane's always on the juice. I think since he's been born, I think Teddy Zane was on the juice since he was born. I don't know. It just seems like he's always been on. He said he's been taking the juice since like literally he was like a kid. Like, so I'm assuming that means maybe 18 at least. I don't know, maybe before 18 years old. But I didn't know he ever stopped taking the juice. So when you're saying to call him out, I don't know. Call him out exactly on what? That dude took the juice when he was born. I don't know. Like the thing about Teddy, I'll say this. Okay, this is what I'll say very quickly on Teddy. Okay, he's a little bit of a hypocrite. He's a little bit of a hypocrite because he says like, this is what he said. This was his exact words on the juice. He says that if you're competing with people who are not on the juice, but you're on the juice, he says that you're a cheater. So, but if you're competing with people who are also on the juice, like in other words, everybody's on the juice, then it's fair competition. So if that's the case, you know what I mean? He'll make these statements where he'll be like, I can outlift Ape Faller, right? Or he could say, like, I can outfight. Personally, I think I can knock Teddy out, if you want me to tell you the truth. Okay, juice or no juice, I'm a powerful Italian friggin' tank. But just basing it on his conversation, if you're on the juice, right? Isn't this his conversation? You're a cheater. You're a cheater if you're competing with people, who are not on the juice. But then he'll make it seem like it's a fair fight, or he'll make it seem like it's a fair, like in other words, if I'm having a power lift let's just go with this as an example. Let's just say I'm trying to outlift him. Okay. he makes it seem like it's fair that he's on the juice and I'm not on the juice. But then in his own words, he says if anyone is on the juice competing with someone who's not on the juice, he feels that they're the lowest form of trash. Just was his words. That they're basically, like complete utter garbage cheaters. So, that's the only thing I can say about Teddy. His last play sucked balls, like his raisin balls. I don't like the fact that he charges people for money for stock picks. I think that's horrible. Other than that, I think Teddy's a great guitar player. I think he's an excellent musician. It seems like he's living a very, fulfilled life. He has a beautiful house. He's got a nice car collection. He's got a nice business with the gym. So I mean, he seems like an okay guy, but I just think he puts his foot in his mouth a lot of times. That's all. One minute it's like fan game with the juice, then the next minute then this is the funny thing. He'll be like, people will pass away from steroids. Like I was the one who brought this up. I had a good friend of mine, very, very good friend of mine, whose liver exploded. His liver exploded in his body. You know what I mean? Because of, anabolic steroids. And, you know, I just don't like the fact that people make it like the juice is like healthy. They'll be like, "Oh, this is completely healthy. There's no risk. There's nothing." And then he'll put his foot in his mouth. He'll be like, "Oh, you got to go to the doctor." This is what he says. He goes, "You got to go to the doctor." When I was younger, I didn't go to the doctor because I felt I was invincible. This is what he said. I felt I was invincible, but you got to go to the doctor. So, but the thing is, by him admitting that you have to go to the doctor, he's also admitting that there are tremendous health risks for taking steroids. You know what I mean? See, like, let me just sum it up. You all know I like to eat, right? So I'm man enough to admit to you that obviously eating a lot of food is unhealthy. But I'm not going to see, I'm not delusional like Teddy Zane's delusional. I'm not delusional. I understand if you eat a lot of steaks and if you eat a lot of cheeseburgers and if you eat a lot of hot dogs, you might get a freaking heart attack. Listen, I'm man enough to admit that, but you see a lot of these fitness people, they're not man enough to admit steroids could kill them. And it has major, major, major side effects, such as tiny balls. That's another thing. Another thing I noticed that guys who lift and they take steroids is that they're very, very, like they get very angry. One of the things that Teddy Zane got very angry with me about was that I called out that steroids reduces your ball size to the point where they're like friggin' raisins. So, these are just, listen to me. These are medical facts. I don't know how I was talking about Adam Aaron and you got me on Teddy Zane. But anyway, good morning, John. How you doing, brother? Oh, this WTF. This guy's such a bull breaker. Yeah, Tim Hortons is good. I've been to Tim Hortons before. I think it was in Pennsylvania. I used to live in Pennsylvania, I believe. And you know what else is good is there's Bob Evans. That's really good breakfast place too. You don't really see them out here in Jersey, though. Jersey. Jersey's basically a lot like Brooklyn, believe it or not. You got the diners, you got Dunkin' Donuts out here, you got Starbucks, but you don't have those real country, places. Like you don't have Tim Hortons, you don't have Bob Evans. Yeah, let's go back to Adam Aaron. I somehow switched to Teddy Zane. I don't know what happened. A part of me wants Adam Aaron to suffer. It not suffer in terms of like any type of like I'm not trying to give the impression here that I want him to suffer in terms of violence. No, I'm not saying that. But in terms of financial stress, in terms of fight, I like to see the guys bull sweating. I like to see him maybe faint on the floor. I like to see him have a panic attack, an anxiety attack, because you wonder what it is. Listen, he obviously proved to me. I don't know how you feel about it. He proves to me he doesn't give a rat's ass about us. He doesn't care about us. The guy, anybody who's making 50, what was it? Oh, he sold $50 billion worth of AMC. making 20, this dude should not be making 23, $24 million a year. We should sue that mother effer. I wish that all of you would be serious, because if you were serious, I would organize a Class A action suit against him, because that mother effer does not deserve to make 23. He doesn't even deserve to make $1 billion a year. Adam Aaron doesn't even deserve to make $500,000 a year. Maybe at the most, and I'm being generous, like 250. That, and even then, I would say that we have the bottom line is that he's doing a terrible, terrible effing job. Look, we all came into this play, in all honesty and fairness, because we're looking for the short squeeze. We're looking for the Moaz. And you know what the funny thing is? Ironically, AMC potentially going bankrupt could potentially start the Moaz. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, or they might think I'm a psycho, but it's got to get to the point where at some point the shorts have, they got to say enough is enough, and it's time to cover. It's time to close out my positions. It's time to end this. And I still believe, despite what a lot of people believe, I still believe that AMC is carrying a shitload of phantom shares, a shitload of synthetic shares. I believe that from day one, and I believe that now. To see, the only thing that we're all having trouble with is proving that these synthetics actually exist and what's going to cause it. There's only two things that could possibly cause it, to come out. One is if we have an amazing buying spree, like I said, which could happen too. That could happen too. And it's not because of Adam Aaron, and it's not because of AMC. It's because of Judge Zurn. Okay. Yeah, I done all my homework. The 1 for 10 is still on the table. So what she did was she temporarily blocked the conversion of APE into AMC. That's what she did, and the settlement offer. But she hasn't decided. Everyone keeps telling me, I'm reading all the comments, and they're telling me the 1 for 10 is off the table. Still not off the table, but it's a possibility, a strong possibility. I'll tell you this: it's a strong possibility that Judge Zurn, I actually believe she's going to say no. I believe she's going to say no for the 1 for 10. Because it seems like she's on our side. She sees what these pieces of garbage are doing to us. And that's why I think that Adam Aaron is starting to sweat his balls off, because he knows that Judge Zurn is not on his side, and he knows that she's on our side. So another thing that can happen is that once she actually does officially say that the 1 for 10 is off the table, there might be a tremendous amount of buying, that I'm talking about new retail, possibly institutional investors, because they're all going to know it's going to be like sizzle. It's going to be like a hot, delicious steak. Everybody's going to want a piece of AMC. Now, the thing is, in that particular case, we're keeping 100% of our shares, right? And this thing could go to the stratosphere. So that's the ideal situation. I really think we're heading towards that. I do. It just, to me, Judge Zurn seems to be on our side. He made a lot of money out of Aaron. He made a lot of money. I mean, and he does. The thing is, if he deserved to make the money, if he did, see, I'm a believer. Like, look, I love Billy Joel, right? I love that guy. Okay. Billy Joel's worth, I don't know, something like $200-300 million. Now, it's a lot of money, right? But this is the thing, he deserves it. He deserves it because he's an amazing songwriter, an amazing singer, an amazing piano player, an amazing performer. So my opinion, he's earned every dollar that he's worth, and no one should ever say any different. Same thing with Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone's worth maybe $500 million. He's very upset over the fact that he doesn't own any equity in the Rocky franchise. That's the thing. He signed that away a long time ago. But, he still became one of the world's most successful actors, screenwriters, and directors. And ultimately, every dollar that man has earned, he deserves it because he's the greatest. But Adam Aaron, the question that we have to ask ourselves, did he earn the money that he's making? I don't think so. You got a company that's well over $5 billion in debt. You have all your stockholders are down, in some cases up to over 90% of their portfolios. You know what I mean? You're killing your stockholders. You're doing nothing for the company that's good. And ultimately, he's paying himself $24 million a year. That's crazy. How the F does he that's really crazy. And we should sue his ass. Seriously, we really, really should sue that mother effer. Because you know what? Tesla just settled a lawsuit recently for overcompensation. It's very possible. Let me tell you something. It's very and I said it first. It's very possible that we could actually recover not a lot of money, but we could recover some of our money just in the sense that he doesn't have the right to pay himself all this money. He doesn't. Why is he making all this money for a company that's losing billions? I mean, why is he making $24 million a year? There are companies right now that are in great financial shape, and their CEOs don't even make anything close to Adam Aron, and they're doing phenomenal. Well, that's exactly what it is, John. That's exactly what it is. Look, Adam Aron created this, in my opinion, look, I have to watch what I say. I have to say it's alleged, but there's a lot of people who feel that Adam Aron could have potentially hired YouTubers. Let's just say it's alleged. I got to watch what I say, but I used to say this from the beginning. I used to always find it very odd how Trey Trades and Matt Cause were always the ones that would like interview Adam Aron. I always found that very strange. I always found it very strange how like Matt Cause and Trey were always the ones on CNBC, with Charles Payne, and they were with Melissa Lee, and they were always doing the interviews. And I'm like, what makes these two friggin' morons so special? You know what I mean? What is it about Matt the Weasel Cause, and what is it about Trey, right? So I just always found it weird. And I made a video about this like a long time ago. Like everybody's got this thing where they say Lou called out Adam Aron. No. Ape Father called out Adam Aron. I called out Adam Aron. I was the first listen, it's very simple. Rather than argue with all your haters, because all you do is argue with me, all you do is fight with me. All you have to do is go back in time on my YouTube channel and search the date of the video when I put out AMC is a scam. Just search the date, okay? And you will clearly see. Now, when I said that AMC was a scam, I lost thousands and thousands of subscribers. I wasn't saying, see, a lot of people misunderstood what I was saying. I wasn't saying AMC is a scam in terms of like the retail investors that are holding with diamond balls of steel. I'm not talking about us. I'm not talking about that there isn't synthetics. I'm not talking about that the MOAS is not a possibility. I'm talking about Adam effing Aron. And I'm talking about the board of directors of AMC and the insiders of AMC. That was the reference of what I was talking about. And everybody just totally flipped out on me. I said, you have no idea. I don't even think I ever recovered from that video. But the funny thing is, I was right. Everything I was saying about Adam Aron was correct. You should all go back and watch that video. And you will clearly see by the date of the video that I called out Adam Aron first, way before effing Lou. Because that's pretty much all that Lou ever gets. You want to know the only thing that Lou gets credit on? Because every stock pick that Lou ever puts out is a loser. Like Lou couldn't pick a winner if literally he really did have inside connections. If Lou really had inside connections, giving him actual insider tips, Lou would still pick out a loser. Lou couldn't pick out. Lou's the type of a guy that would be in a friggin', a whorehouse with a fistful of hundreds. He couldn't even get friggin' laid. Lou can't do nothing right in his life. Lou is a complete flop. Okay, but this is the thing. The only thing that he gets credit with in his life is one single thing. He called out Adam Aron. That every single person gives Lou credit for that. But the funny thing is, it wasn't Lou who called out Adam Aron first. It was me. And like I said, the proof is the date of the video. If you go back and you search the date of my video, you clearly see that I called out Adam Aron first. Matter of fact, I started a war in the AMC community. And I don't know if any of you remember that. Like when I first called out Adam Aron, I had so many AMC YouTubers making videos on me saying that I was driving the communities apart. Remember that I was like dividing apes. Everybody used to yell at me. They were like, ape father. They were like, how could you divide us? How could you, you're causing all this tension in the community. Like you're supposed to be keeping us strong. You're dividing us. So you don't understand. People unsubscribe to me. I was that's really what started the hate. Remember Gib for real, Phil for real? Well, that was the first time that me and Phil for real had like a big disagreement because Phil for real, as you know, is all for Adam Aaron, loves Adam Aaron, like he's like the groupie in a Motley Crew video for Adam Aaron, and that was the first time that me and him had a big friggin' argument. It was over Adam Aaron, and Lou wasn't even talking about Adam Aaron back then. When me and Phil for real were fighting over Adam Aaron, Lou was still doing his AMC true price in the dark pools was 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 a share when I was talking about Adam Aaron. So there is no way that Lou called out Adam Aaron first. That's right, exactly. Do the opposite of what Lou calls out, and you probably make a fortune. Not financial advice, entertainment purposes only, but that might be a very good strategy to make money in the stock market. AMC is not a scam. See, John, let me explain to you what I'm saying to you. It's not, listen to me. It's not AMC. It's not the corporation. It's not, just hear me out, brother. It's not the retail investors behind it. But you have to understand something, brother. Adam Aaron, in my opinion, is a scam because there is something going on that is rotten in Denmark. Again, I'll say it's alleged. I got to watch what I say. But I just feel that something happened here. Okay. It could be potentially he hired YouTubers, potentially Trey, potentially Matt Kors to just, you have to understand that we made this guy a fortune. We made this guy a fortune. We drove a bankrupt company all the way up that this guy had over $2 billion in the vault. Now, isn't it kind of ironic? And you really got to think about this because you got to be intelligent. Why didn't he use all of this money, right, to pay off AMC's debt? We helped this guy raise over $2 billion, over $2 billion. I'm not even talking, forget Ape for a second. Forget Ape. Way before Ape was even introduced, we helped him raise over $2 billion. And it's just like, he seems like he always needs more money, this guy. Like, no matter how much money he raises, he always seems to need more. And I hate to say it, but it makes me believe it's because a lot of this money that should be going towards the debt is going into other friggin' places, such as his pocket, such as insiders' pockets. Now, that's what I'm saying is a scam. That's what I'm saying is a scam. I'm not see, even to this day, people are misunderstanding me. You want to know what it is? Everybody takes things that you say so seriously, and sometimes they can't read in between like the lines of what you're saying. Like, you understand what I'm trying to say? You have to read in between the lines. You can't take everything so direct. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, people will come to me and say, hey, father, you're a fat bastard. Like, I'll just give you a quick example. You are fat. You could drop dead. You could have a stroke, whatever. You have a heart attack, God forbid, right? But I'm saying, so then, I'll get insulted and I'll say, how dare you insult me, and then they'll say, no, it's an act of love. They'll say, I'm telling you this because I'm your good friend and I want to see you healthy. I want to see you get in shape. I want to see you around for your family. So you see what I'm trying to say? So if I just took that statement that I'm a fat bastard to heart and I'm not reading in between the lines that people actually care about me, then I would get very angry. It's the same exact concept when I said AMC is a scam. You had to read in between the lines. I'm not saying AMC. I said it 100 times. I said it. It's not AMC is a scam. It's not the retail investors. It's not the synthetics. It's not all this crazy corruption. What the scam is Adam Aaron, okay, and the AMC insiders. That's what the scam is. I'll say it's alleged, of course, but that's what I feel. And if you look back on my video, you'll hear me talk about Adam Aaron. This was a long time ago, man. This was way before Lou. Way before Lou. Do I like sushi? I don't know how that. What a complete change of subject. Certain types of sushi. I like spicy tuna. I don't like this, the really real deal sushi. I'm going to be honest with you. I love spicy tuna. I always get spicy tuna. Oh, I'm sorry. He was calling AMC a scam. I'm sorry, John. I apologize to you. Um, what about fish? Look, I like lobster. I love lobster. Sometimes I'll go for a little Alaskan king crab. I always eat shrimp. I love shrimp, but I'm not really like a big fish guy. I've never been a big fish person. Um, my mother sometimes will make flounder and all that shit, but I'm not really a big fish guy. I'll be honest, I'm a meat guy. I love meat. I'm all about meat. But don't get me wrong. When I go to Red Lobster, whatever, I'll eat. I'll eat a lobster. I'll eat shrimp. Sure. Joey's Crab Shack. Yeah, absolutely. I'll check that place out. You know what's funny about all these haters is that you have the opportunity to meet me face to face, and you won't come down. You won't come down to the meet and greet. So it just proves that you're all these computer tough guys. You're all these blah blah blah. You talk all this shit on the computer. You have the face to meet. What all the haters used to say to me in the past. Can I tell you what they all said to me? They used to all say, "Hey, father, you shouldn't like reveal your location." They used to always say this to me. They'd be like, a lot of crazy people out there. I'm not afraid of nobody. Look, I'm going down to the meet and greet to have fun. Just let me be clear. And that's happening like, what is it? Today's Friday, right? It's tomorrow. It's happening tomorrow. It's happening Saturday. But the thing is that, all you haters have the chance to meet me. And you have the chance to come right face to face in front of me and tell me whatever it is that you got on your minds, but you choose to not come. So, whatever the case may be. If Lou goes to the meet and greet, listen, Lou can't. Okay, let's talk about when you say, "Will I fight Lou?" Lou has brain damage, Alex. I don't know if you understand this. Okay, Lou claims that he has two Teslas, right? But because he has brain damage, this is Lou's words. This is not my words. These are Lou's words that he can no longer drive a car. How you gonna fight a guy that's got brain damage? You're gonna hit him one time. There was a movie. What was it called? Not Gladiator with Russell Crowe, but there was this other boxing movie. It was called Gladiator, and the point of the movie was all these young kids, they were in high school, they were all like in the hood, and they were given opportunities to box, kind of like under the table. It was illegal boxing, and but the thing is that they had opportunities to make a lot of money, but if they got hurt, there was this one case where this poor kid got hurt. They just throw them into the worst, poorest hospital. They let them perish. It was a really crazy movie. Stuff like that probably really goes on. But the reason I'm bringing it up is that this one guy got like, brain damage or something like that. It's like, how you going to fight the guy? You know what I mean? So what happened was that he wanted him to fight the guy who had this problem with his brain. He wanted to fight his best friend. And what happened was the best friend stood in the ring and would not hit him. He would not punch him. So he let him unload everything that he had on him. Like he was just, it was a Cuban Gooding Jr. He was beating the living shit out of his friend, just knocking him out. So then what he said was, okay, you know what? I'll hit you in the body. I'll hit you, because he didn't want to hit him in the head, So he was trying to beat him, hit him in the body. So it's like, how are you going to fight somebody who has like brain damage? I mean, you make me laugh. What does he say? You're going to get John Artie is going to get slapped around. Bro, you're talking about a Marine. Listen to me. WTF 198. Listen to me. John Artie is a Marine. And from what I understand, he's also an expert of martial arts. So you got to watch what you say to him, brother. This is a Marine. This is a great man who defended our great country. So you got to show respect. It's gonna be a great time we're gonna have. You're not gonna. First of all, WTF? There's a very strong possibility that we may not even be in the Tropicana. Like I said, in terms of the actual restaurant that we're gonna go to, there's a strong possibility we may not even be in the Tropicana. We're meeting at the Tropicana. We're meeting at Carmine's. I assure all of you, I assure all of you that we are not eating at Carbine's because I'm already getting. Listen, you know what's funny about all these haters? You're making it seem like, oh, we don't care. We don't. I'm getting a tremendous amount of emails from Carbine's. I don't even know what the F you people are telling them, but I'm getting a tremendous amount of emails from Carbine's saying, oh, 10 people are coming, 20 people. There's this one email I got that it's just gonna be me. One person is coming. But then you mix it up. You keep changing it with them. So you're driving Carbine's effing crazy. The only people who are gonna know where I'm going to eat are going to be the people who show up. So the people who actually show up to the meet and greet on time, 8 p.m. sharp. It's got to be sharp. I'm not waiting that long. I'm going to get there on time. I promise all of you. I will be there 8 p.m. sharp in front of Carbine's tomorrow. But the thing is that I'm not revealing online where I'm eating. Like I said, there's a possibility I may not be eating even in the Tropicana. We might go to another casino. Now, you might say, what's the reason for all of this? The reason is because I know all of you people are psychopaths or lunatics, and not in the sense that you're going to cause any harm. You're not like you don't have balls like of steel, but you just have what's called this annoyance where you're going to call up the restaurant every 5 minutes. You're going to be like, oh my God, I'm eight for this neighbor. Like one time I was at the Rare. I'll give you an example, right? I was at the Rare in a Long Beach Island. My buddy Jared there, and I got to say hello. He texted me recently. He's a great guy. Not only is he a great like server, but he's a great drummer. And I feel bad. I just been so busy with things. I got to go text him back. But he works at the Rare, and I was there one time, and I was eating this big gigantic dinner, and some psychopathic hater called up. And they were saying that they were my neighbor, and they were saying that there was a major trouble or something. I don't know, with my mother. It's like some crazy thing. I freaked. My wife jumped up. We almost had a panic attack. Someone was saying there was something wrong with my mother. I jumped up out of the seat. I ran to the phone. My wife ran to the phone, and it was some lunatic. It was like, "Hey, father, go f yourself." Wow! I'm like, "Oh my god!" So I kind of like learned my lesson. I'm not making things up. There was a video of this, you lunatic Ruben. I'm not making things up. Some lunatic actually called up the Rare. So that's why I know I can't. Yeah, I'm not telling you WTF where I'm going to be. You can keep asking. I'm not telling you. The only people who will find out this information are the people who will actually show up at the Tropicana tomorrow in front of Carbine's at 8 p.m. And I will tell them in person where we're going. That's it. That's right. Great song by the Doors, man. Roadhouse Blues, John Arnie. Nah, man, you shouldn't be talking about people who serve our country, WTF 198. This is what I'm saying. It's terrible. It's just terrible. You shouldn't do that. Even when people look, I don't like Chad Clifford. I hate that guy. But, I always give him credit. From what I understand, he served our country, and I give him credit for that. I do. I give him credit. Anybody who serves our country deserves our respect, our appreciation, and credit, even if you don't like them on a personal level. It's the same thing like with Mike the Marine. You know what I mean? I think that Mike the Marine did a terrible job, when he had the opportunity to talk to Charles Payne. Did a terrible job. He didn't mention nothing about naked shorting, nothing about the market corruption, nothing about anything, nothing about dark pools, but he served our country. And I think he's an amazing person for that. And I have tremendous respect for him. And I would always tell him that. But, just because, someone serves our country doesn't mean you have to like them on a personal level, but they still deserve your respect. Like, I don't like Chad Clifford on a personal level. I think he's a friggin' jackass. Okay. But with that said, he served our country. I have respect for him. I'm not going to get stuck with a huge bill, WTF. I told you how I'm handling it. I don't think that Adam Aron should make more money than any CEO. I think that Adam Aron should be like on the bottom list. Like Adam Aron doesn't even deserve to make 250,000 a year, in my opinion. The guy's making 23, 24 million a year. That's what I feel. I feel we should sue his ass. That's what I feel. I feel we should all do a major lawsuit, and I think the money he made should be returned to the apes. It should be returned to the retail investors who lost a lot of money. That's what I believe. Even if it's on paper, still, this guy doesn't deserve to make this money. Why is he making $24 million a year? It's crazy, absurd. I think that John Hardy's are right. 100,000 a year sounds appropriate for what Adam Aron should make. Well, it seems that Judge Zurn is on our side, so what I'm banking on with AMC, I'm banking on that she's just going to completely turn everything down with the 1 for 10 with everything. Even she's going to make it finalized that Ape's not converted into AMC, and I just want AMC to fly. That's what I want. You know what, Adam Aron, this, you know what the funny thing about Adam Aron is? We have to question this. We have to question. Do you realize, like, if Judge Zurn, right, officially turns down the 1 for 10, and that's it, like everything is off the table, AMC is going to make a tremendous amount of money. And it kind of makes me wonder why Adam Aron wouldn't want that to happen. Isn't that kind of odd? Because, see, he's under the impression, Adam Aron, that he needs the 1 for 10 to keep AMC alive, to keep AMC breathing, to raise money. But what this friggin' Mama Luke doesn't understand is that if all of this is off the table, there'll be so much tremendous confidence in AMC. There'll be so much tremendous buying power in AMC that this thing will fly. This thing could go to Pluto. That's why I think there's something going on that we just don't know about. There's some kind of secrets, skeletons in the closet. Like Lou has a lot of skeletons in the closet. Like, like the way Lou has a lot of skeletons in the closet, Adam Aron has a lot of skeletons in the closet. There's a lot of stuff going on, but we have an angel in our corner. We have Judge Zurn, so I'm very, very happy about that. Well, it's not that it's going to go up naturally, John. It's actually going to go up because of sizzle. It's going to go up because, see, like, one of the reasons why a lot of people gave up on AMC, in my opinion, is because of Adam Aron. They gave up. They just like, look, all this guy wants is dilution, and it's never going to end. And, there's just too much corruption, too much crazy shit going on. People gave up. But if they actually see, which they're seeing, this is what I'm trying to make all of you understand, that someone is finally in our corner. See, you understand, this whole time, nobody was in our corner. Everybody was reaching out to Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler don't give a shit. The Department of Justice was supposed to do, remember, the investigation to everyone connected to Melvin. Citadel never got in any trouble. Nothing ever happened. Okay. So it just got to the point where people felt like there's just nothing we could do here. They weren't hiring Share Intel to do, to find out if synthetics are real. Adam Aron shot that down. So it's like there was just nothing there. And people were like, look, man, they told me, they called me. They would text me, their game father, I'm sorry, I'm out. And these were people who were really strong apes. It really took apes like me and John Hardy and a lot of other apes that are still in this. It takes a tremendous amount of diamond balls of steel because so many people gave up. Now, the thing is, now they're seeing for the first time that we have Judge Zurn in our corner, and she's fighting like a Comanche for us. And I believe that is going to be a factor. So not that it goes up naturally, but that it goes up because of sizzle, because of excitement. And that's sometimes what what you need. You need that sizzle. You need that steak. There are people who sold, John. I love you, brother. I love you. I love you. You're my brother. Listen to me. My brother from another mother, but I have personal confirmation that a lot of people sold, brother. They did. They did. Okay. Listen to me. I'm not saying to you that like a large percentage like sold. There are a lot of people holding, but no. I happen to know that there's a lot of people that sold personally. And like I said, but it's not that they sold because they sold for the reasons that they felt no one would see. If you read between the lines of what I'm saying right now, I'm giving you good news. Listen to me. I'm actually giving you good news, but you have to read between the lines. Stop taking everything I say like seriously. Like just read between the lines. Why did people sell? They sold because nobody was on our side. Gary Gensler wasn't on our side. Aaron, our own effing CEO, was not on our side, right? The Department of Justice doesn't seem like they were on our side. FINRA isn't on our side. The DTCC isn't on our side. The SEC isn't on our side. No one's on our effing side. Frankie Mohammed said it the best. He was like, there's just nothing we can do here. The market is too corrupt. And in a way, Frankie Mohammed was right. Muhammad was right. But now there's something different. This is what I'm trying to make all you understand. We do have someone on our side, someone who has the power to make all of our dreams come true, which is Judge Zurn. We have someone on our side. So if you're reading between the lines, what I'm saying to you is this: the apes who did sell are going to come back in. They're going to come back in because of Judge Zurn, especially if she takes the 1 for 10 off the table. They're going to come back in. The pension funds who even sued AMC, they're probably going to freaking want to come back in, or they're going to want to double up or triple up. Institutional investors are going to, in other words, what I'm saying to you, we have a possibility for an extreme buying spree, but we need all of this to be finalized. We need all of it to be finalized. No conversion from APE to AMC. The settlement, that's off the table. Then the 1 for 10 needs to be off the table. And I really think there's going to be tremendous excitement, tremendous sizzle, tremendous steak, just like me and John Artie are going to eat tomorrow. There are many of us in this. There are. But a lot of people, John, you have to understand, brother, a lot of people couldn't hold, man. This thing took so long. There was too much corruption. Nobody was on our side. And I'm telling you, a lot of people just were like, I can't do this no more. But again, there is good news. Now that Judge Zurn is on our side, they're going to return. I think people are just waiting to see how this all plays out. I think people are waiting to see what happens with the final decision. You know what I mean? When she makes the final decision, I think a lot of people are going to get very excited. Which hater do you wish you could fight? This is the thing with me. Okay. You want to hear the thing? I'm here, believe it or not, to make money. I'm here to become a famous YouTuber. I'm not here to fight anybody. But the thing is, if someone tried to fight me, I'm going to knock you out. Forget LL Cool J style. Listen, a lot of people threatened me over the last 2.5 years. The biggest person who threatened me the most was Lou. Lou threatened me the most. I gotta say, look, I had my beef with Tendy Time, that 8 Nation Will. At one time, we had a little beef. Phil For Real, I had a beef. I'm trying to think of who else I had beefs with. I don't know. Those are the main ones that come to my head in terms of fighting. But as far as like the biggest one is Lou. Lou's been saying not only did he want to fight me, Lou, but he's been saying he wanted to sue me. Okay. Lou said he was going to hire Tina. He had his attorney. Like, what's love got to do with it? May she rest in peace, Tina Turner, the greatest. But Lou said that he was going to sue me. And he's been saying this for 2 years. He says he's going to take my house. He's going to take, at the time, my minivan. Now I got my GMC Arcadia. He said he was going to take all my gold, all my cash, all my money, my portfolio, everything. Well, Lou, I never got paperwork served to me. Okay. So Lou is full of shit. Lou's full of shit. And then I did some research, and Tina was a public defender. Like Lou gave the impression like that Tina is like this like lawyer he has on retainer. He doesn't have her on retainer. She was a public defender. He got her for free because he cried to the judge that he was broke, that he couldn't afford anything, that he had no assets, that he couldn't afford the interest on the restitution payments. Okay, yeah. What's my plans for Friday night? I don't think I'm going to do too much today. I mean, I got the meet and greet tomorrow. I might just stay local. I'm not going to go nuts. I always stay, I always get some great food every day. I'm not worried about that. I always get a nice couple of beers. But it'll probably be a local hang today. Back to the Future. Did you hear about Michael Jordan's loss of $500 million? No, I didn't. I did not hear about that. But that guy's got so much effing money that I don't think he's hurting. You think he's hurting? For Michael Jordan to lose $500 million is like me and you to lose like $500. I mean, that guy makes so much effing money. He's actually going to lose his NBA team over $500 million. I got to look this up because I know that guy makes billions and billions and billions of dollars. I got to look that up. I didn't hear about that. I just know that guy's friggin' Nike contract. I'm going to look it up, but I know that guy's Nike contract makes him more money than anybody on planet Earth. I don't think he's hurting. Yeah, I don't think. I really strongly doubt that Michael Jordan is hurting. He was a short seller of GameStop. No, I don't have the police sign on my door anymore. WTF. Look, you have to try to understand because my computer's about to die here. The only reason I called the police, I like to handle things myself. I am a street guy. I am a knock-around guy. I'm a Brooklyn guy. But you have to understand something. I have my mother living with me. You people just don't understand this. And she has a heart condition. She has a heart condition. And when you sent DoorDash to my house, whoever it was, I think it might have been Dale, to be honest with you. I'm going to say it's alleged, but I just have this feeling it was Dale because it was fish sandwiches. And they sent DoorDash to my house at midnight, knocking on my door. Scared the shit out of my mother, man. Scared the shit. And that's the only reason why. I don't like getting the police. Listen to me, I've never been a person who ever called the police. I don't call the police. I never get them involved. Never. But this was something different. This was something where it could have caused my mother to have a heart attack. And I try to talk to you people reasonably, but you're all psychos and you don't listen. So that's the only reason why I did it. It's not a lie, brother. It's not a lie. I don't lie. Blink 911. They came to my house. It was fish sandwiches at midnight. It was relentless. I don't think so. Relentless loves me. It was definitely Dale. But again, I'll say alleged. But listen, my computer's about to die. Let me end this by saying tomorrow is my meet and greet. John Nito will be there. I love John Nito. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time sharp at the Tropicana Hotel Casino in Atlantic City. We're meeting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time sharp in front of Carmine's Italian restaurant. This is inside the Tropicana. We are not eating at Carmine's. We're meeting at Carmine's. I will tell the location of where we're going to eat and party to the people who actually show up. Okay, so just that said, I just wanted to give the final confirmation. The meet and greet is, in fact, happening tomorrow. It's happening tomorrow, Saturday, July 29th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Tropicana Hotel Casino, Atlantic City. Inside the Tropicana, we're meeting at Carmine's. So be there or be square. The meet and greet is not canceled. I'm definitely going to be there. Thank you. And Back to the Future. God bless. I'm sorry, Mo. I'm about to end the live stream. I'm sorry, brother. But you can check it out. Read it, watch it from the beginning. You're the best, Mo. God bless you and your family. God bless you. Back to the Future. God bless you, John Nito. You're all the best. Peace out. V for victory. We will stay strong with AMC. At America, kiss our friggin' sausage in our bowls. Okay. This video is live stream is not financial advice, not a financial planner. Everything you heard on this live stream is for entertainment purposes only. Take care and brush your hair. See ya. Hate to be ya.